गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुर्गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विजये भवरोगिणां विभये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वः। परित्यज्य मौनं वटादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशं मधुस्यन्दिवाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गे नयन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्रसरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानुनेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्। So in Bhagavad Gita we are seeing Sankhya Yoga. Krishna is explaining Arjuna the features of Atma, Atma Lakshanam. So and he says, hey Arjuna, vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinhati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. He gives a beautiful analogy of people changing shirts, people changing clothes. What do? We go to a shop, okay, Deepavali is there, or birthday, we buy new sets of clothes. And as we wear the clothes, there is going to be wear and tear in the cloths. As we use the cloth, there is going to be a wear and tear in the cloth. And when the cloth is beyond repair, we normally throw out the cloth and then get a new pair of cloths, right? Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinhati naraha aparani. Vasamsi means cloth. Vasaha means that which covers you. Isha vasyamidagrisharvam. Only from the root vas, the word veshti comes. Vas achadane. In Sanskritam, the root vas means to cover. So vasamsi means the clothes which covers you. Jirnani vasamsi. Jirnaha means worn out. Yatha, the way in which we throw out our worn out clothes. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya. And what do? We take out new clothes. We take new clothes and we wear them. Navani grinhati. Aparani navani vasamsi grinhati. Aparani means other. Nava means new. Nava nagarikam. It means new nagarikam. Like Nava, it has got two meanings. Nava also means 9, the number 9. But Nava also means new. So Navani grinhati. We take new cloth and we wear them. Krishna gives this as an analogy for our body. We take a body, and what do? When we are young, our body will all be fit and strong. But as we grow older, I talked about 6 vikaras, shad vikara, right? Asti, jayate, vartate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. Our body existed in potential form, asti, inside our mother's stomach. Chayate, our body is born out. Vartate, our body and our faculty grows. Asti jayate vartate. Viparinamate, our body undergoes modification. After 50 years, all the joints in our body will give us attendance. Okay, I am here, I am here, I am here. Before 50 or 40 years, you will be oblivious to the fact that you have all these joints in your body. You will not even know. But after 50 years, all the joints will say, give you attendance by showing them little bit pain. But showing pain, they will give you attendance. Right? Your eyes, when your eyes are there functioning properly, we will not even know, we will not even acknowledge the fact that we will have eyes. But only when the eyesight goes down, previously we take eyes for granted, now our eyes are taking our body for granted. No, it is called as viparinamate, apakshiyate. Our body is slowly declining. I used to eat this much food. Now even if I eat one idli, it is an achievement. I used to walk this many kilometers in a day. Now if I walk from my bedroom to the bathroom, that is an achievement. Because our body decreases in its facility, viparinamate. And finally one fine day, vinashyati. The body loses all of its function. This is the wear and tear in our body. And here Krishna says, just like how if you are wearing a shirt, if that shirt has gone beyond repair, you simply change that shirt. In the same way, tatha. So we have yatha in the first line. Yatha means, just like how. Tatha means in the same way. Tatha, in the same way. Jirnani sharirani vihaya. Jirnani, worn out. Sharirani, bodies. Vihaya, leaving out. In the same way, when the body is becoming old, what does the Atma do? Dehi means Atma. What does the Atma do? Dehi. Navani. Anyani sanyati navani. Anyani navani sharirani sanyati. It goes towards a new body. So, a person dying is as simple as a person changing his clothes. Yes, it is true that before wearing the cloth, after wearing the cloth, we are the same person. I wore a blue color shirt yesterday. The shirt is torn out. Now I am wearing a red color shirt today. Everybody surrounding me will know me to be the same person. I know me to be the same person. But that is not going to be the fact when I change bodies. When I am wearing blue color shirt, my mother is same mother, my father is same father, my wife is same wife. All my relatives, my friends, they are all the same friends, relatives, etc. Even when I change the shirt, it is going to remain the same. But it is not going to be the same when I change my body. When I change my body, my mother will change, my father will change, my wife or husband will change, my relatives will change, my friends will change, everybody will change. Unfortunately or unfortunately, I don't remember my previous family. For many people it is fortunate, for some people it is unfortunate that they don't remember their previous family. It is how Srishti works. But the person remains the same. Atma remains the same. In fact, it is only one Atma that works through all of the body. We have to be very, 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 very careful here. This shloka might mean there is going to be one Atma inside every body. if you just take this one shloka standalone, and if we think, the shloka might mean that if I have 100 bodies, I will have 100 Atma behind the bodies. But we should not take the shloka as standalone. We should connect the shloka with previous shlokas, which says Atma is only one. Atma is sarvagataha. Atma is omnipresent. But here it says Atma is present inside the body. So we have to do samanvaya of these things. So what really here Krishna talks about when he say, okay, a body is being changed, he does not speak about Atma per se. He speaks about Atma that is reflected in mind. He speaks about Atma that is reflected in mind. So this requires a little bit more explanation, because people take this shloka and they will have some other ideas which is not accepted by Shastra. Let us do a mind experiment, a thought experiment. Einstein is famous for doing thought experiments. Let us also do some thought experiments. We have sun, right? I have two mirrors in front of me. Two small, now Navaratri is coming, everybody will give small mirrors along with Vettalapaku Tambulam. I have two such small mirrors. I go and show the two small mirrors in front of the sun. What will I see? I see two reflections of suns in those two mirrors. What do I see? I will see two suns in these two mirrors. Does that mean that actually there are two suns? No. There is only one light source. But you see two reflected lights in the two mirrors. In Sanskritam, it is called as abhasaha. In Tamil, the word abhasa has got a completely different meaning. In Tamil, the word abhasa has got completely opposite meaning. This normally happens, right? In Sanskritam, the word pramadam has got different meaning. Normally, you go to a kacheri. A person is singing. If that person is singing very, very beautifully, what do we say in Tamil? We say pramadama padita. When we say pramadama padita, it means, okay, that person has got really good job, right? But in Sanskritam, the word pramadaha means carelessness. If a person does something without, if a person does something in a careless manner, only that will be called as pramadaha in Sanskritam. But in Tamil, it has got an opposite meaning. If something is very, very good, we will say pramadam. Right? In the same way, in Sanskritam, the word abhasa means reflection. The word abhasa means reflection. Abhasa chidabhasam. Abhasa chaitanyam. Chidabhasam. Chit abhasam. So let's come back to our thought experiment. I have sun. I have a couple of glasses in front of me. I will see the reflection of the sun in each and every glass, every mirror. I will see the reflection of the sun in each and every mirror. It does not mean I have that many suns. What do I have in reality? In reality, I have that many reflections. I have that many reflections. Say, for instance, one of the mirrors breaks down. One of the mirror is completely broken down. I am introducing a new mirror. If one of the mirror completely breaks down, I want to have 100 or 1000 reflections. I am going to introduce a new mirror. So 1000 reflections will remain same. Right? One mirror has gone, another mirror has come into play. The same way our Atma also exists. Atma is one, ekam, achalam, nityam, advitiyam, sakshibhutam. Atma is only one Atma, like the sun. All of our bodies are like little mirrors. All of our bodies are little mirrors. In fact, if we go to Shastra, technically it is our mind which acts as the mirror. It is our mind called as Sukshma Shariram which will act as mirror. Our body again will be divided into 3 Sharirams. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. We will save this discussion for later day. Now we will understand our body to be mirrors. I am going to change the statement later, probably when we see chapter 6 or 7, Dhyana Yogam, we will see this technical aspects in much detail. But now we will understand our bodies to be mirrors. So, my body, the mirror, reflects the Atma, that is the Paramatma. Just like how a mirror reflects the sunlight. Now, whatever is the property of the sunlight, the reflected body will also have. The reflected sunlight will also have the same properties of the sun. Right? Qualitatively, I measure the spectra of sunlight. It absorbs at this wavelength. It absorbs at other wavelength. The same property will be there for the reflected light as well. Right? So, whatever property that is present in the sun, it will also be present. Some of the properties will also be present in the reflected sunlight. In fact, here when Krishna says Atma switches between one body to other body, he is not talking about the original consciousness, but he is talking about the reflected consciousness. So consciousness is the Atma. Consciousness is Atma, can be compared to sunlight. Original consciousness, it is like the sun. Reflected consciousness, it is the reflected sunlight. Abhasa Chaitanyam. And when Krishna says, Vasamsi Jirnani Yathavihaya Navani Grinnati Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vihaya Jirnani Anyani Sanyati Navani Dehi. He is not talking about Paramatma or Atma hopping between one body to other body. Just like how we do Golu hopping during Navaratri, Atma does not do body hopping. It is the reflected consciousness. Abhasa Chaitanya, that does body hopping, not the original consciousness or Paramatma. Now, again, Krishna comes back to the features of Atma. Atma is not made up of Pancha Bhautikam. Whatever that we see surrounding us, it is made up of 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, etc. Right? So, earth, land, fire, water, space. Right? These are called as Panchabhutas. Whatever that we see in front of us, they are a combination of these Panchabhutas. Right? Whatever that we see surrounding us, they are the combination of either one or mostly many of the Panchabhutas. Now Krishna says, Atma is not made up of Panchabhutas. In fact, Shastra says, the Panchabhutas are made from Atma. Atmana akashas sambhutaha akashad vayuhu vayoragnihi agnerapaha adbhyah prithvi. Taittiriya Upanishad says, from Atma the element called as Akasha came. From Atma the element called as Akasha came. From Akasha the element Vayu came. From Vayu, Akashad Vayuhu, Vayoragnihi. From Vayu, the element called as Agni came. Agnerapaha. From Agni, the element called as Apaha, water came. Adbhyah Prithvi. From water, the element called as earth came. So, whatever that we see, they all came after earth. So, they are going to be a combination of the Panchabhutas, Panchabhautika. But Atma is the cause for the Panchabhutas. Atma is the cause for the Panchabhutas. Hence, Atma is not affected by Panchabhutas. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapaha, na shoshayati marutaha. If I have a solid thing, in front of me, I can take a knife and then split that into two. Agalvarai tangum nilampola tammai igalvar poruttal talai. Earth is there. Whatever is solid, it has got the solid property of earth. Because in the Panchabhutas, only earth is solid. Only earth is solid. You can hold that in your hand. You can cut that. Right? So, I take a knife and I can cut the earth into two. Nainam chindanti shastrani. Atma cannot be divided into two. Whatever that is made of earth can be divided into two because it is going to be solid. But Atma cannot be divided into two, which means that Atma is not made of earth. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Can I burn Atma? Pavakaha means fire. Literally, Pavakaha means purifier. Pavanam, Patita Pavana, அப்படின்னு பகவானை சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா? பவமான சூக்தம் அப்படிங்கிறோம். Pavanam means to purify. Because fire is the great purifier. I have gold with impurities. If I put gold with impurities into the fire, what will happen? All the impurities will go away, only gold will remain. Sangu suttalum venmai tarum அப்படின்னு ஒரு பாட்டே இருக்கு. So I take something with impurities, I put that into fire, it becomes pure. That is why if you go to Gramams, village and all, they will have this event called as Thee Midikkirathu. In fact, the practice comes from Ramayana. The Thee Midikkira practice, it comes from Ramayana because there is something called as Agni Pariksha in Ramayana. In Ramayana, Sita underwent Agni Pariksha to show that she is pure. Right? That in the same way, even in Dharma Shastra, if you want to purify somebody, they have to enter into fire and come out of the fire, because fire will purify everything. That is why even in villages nowadays, even in these days, in summer time, they will have this event called as Tee Midikkirathu. They are getting rid of all of their papams. Normally, if they are learnt in Vedas, etc., they will do some karma, they will do yajnam, they will do sandhya vandanam to get rid of their papams. But a farmer does not know all these mantras. So Shastra says, okay, if you don't know mantras, then you come out of fire. You will be purified of all of your papa. Right? So fire is a great purifier. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Atma cannot be burnt by the fire. Whatever that is made up of panchabhutas, they will be burnt by fire. Atma is not burnt by fire. Nachainam kledayantyapaha. Apaha, what is the property of water? It wets things. I have a dry cloth. I put that cloth into water. What will water do? Water will wet the cloth. Right? Can Atma be wetted by water? No. Na chainam kledayantyapaha na shoshayati marutaha. What is the property of air? No? Air will dry things. Normally our air and all, the drying property will be less. Why? Because the air itself will have some moisture in them. But pure air, without any moisture, it will dehydrate everything. That dehydration is called as shoshanam in Sanskrit. When we make dried foods, dried grapes, dry fruits, people even dry apples, they will make apple chips, etc. If you go to industry level, they will remove all the water from the air, and then they will put that dry air. They will have a chamber where they will have the food items to be dried, and then they will put air without any humidity. And what will this air do? This air will suck the water out of all the food items. In Sanskritam, we have a word for that process. That word is called as shoshanam. Na shoshayati marutaha. So the property of air is to dry things. நம்மளே துணியை துவைச்சு காய போட்டோம்னா என்ன ஆகும்? ட்ரை ஆயிடும். So air, marutaha. That is why Hanuman is called as Maruti. Why Hanuman is called as Maruti? Because he is Vayu Putraha. So Marutaha means Vayu. Maruti is the son of Vayu. So Hanuman. So Atma, because it is not made up of Panchabhutas, the Panchabhutas will not affect the Atma. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapaha, na shoshayati marutaha. So Atma is not affected by the Panchabhutas. Next shloka. Achedyoyam adahyoyam akledyo shoshya evacha nitya sarvagatas kanuhu achaloyam sanatanaha. Again, the first line of the shloka says the same thing as the last shloka. Achedyoyam. Chindanti means to cut. Achedyaha means Atma cannot be cut. Adahyoyam. Dahati means to burn. Right? Atma is adahyaha. Ayam Atma adahyaha. Adahyaha means Atma cannot be burnt down. Akledyaha. Again, kledyaha, to wet. Akledyaha, Atma cannot be made wet. Ashoshyaha, shoshanam means to dry. Shoshanam means to dehydrate, to dry. Ashoshyaha, Atma cannot be dried. Okay. The next line is the new things that Krishna says here. Nityaha. This is the Shastric way of explaining things. When you want to explain something, you can negate things or you can put that in a positive way. The first line is explaining Atma in the form of negation. Achedyaha, adahyaha, akledyaha, ashoshyaha. Atma cannot be cut, Atma cannot be burnt, Atma cannot be dried out, Atma cannot be wetted. So it is explaining Atma from negative point of view. This is called as neti neti in Shastras. Na iti, na iti. Because explaining Atma, it is very hard thing. Shastra will say, okay, whatever this is not, it is Atma. It is like our constitution explaining who are Hindus. If you take Indian constitution and then see definition for Hindus, who are Hindus? You cannot positively explain, you cannot positively define Hindus because it is very, very hard. We all have different ways of life. So what does our constitution do? The constitution, Indian constitution will explain Hindus as those who are not Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jews, etc. That is how Hindus are explained in Indian constitution. Those people who are not Muslims, those people who are not Christians, those people who are not Jains, those people who are not Buddhists, those people who are not Jews. These people are Hindus. Right? It is explaining something in the form of negation. So in the first line, Krishna takes that route. Achedyoyam, adahyoyam, akledyaha, ashoshyaha. Then Krishna also explains Atma in a positive route. Nityaha, sarvagataha, sthanuhu, achalaha, sanatanaha. These are the positive attributes of Atma. And the first lines are explaining Atma through negative attributes. So we will see what is the meaning of Nityaha, what is the meaning of Sarvagataha, what is the meaning of Sthanuhu, what is the meaning of Achalaha, what is the meaning of Sanatanaha in the next class. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thanks a lot. We don't have class next week because next week is Navaratri. But we will be doing Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam daily. Full Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam daily.